Greetings, I'm Solidus-Skully, and we're back in the action with Kingdom Hearts 3. Now, we get some new gameplay toys to play with. In this case, basically being form changes. Yeah, you see that little bar that was, well, again, you probably already saw it during Aqua's section, which, was that, well, I mean, it is pretty much a take on the battle command situation thing, but, yeah, this one is specifically relating to Keyblades. In this case, with our regular Keyblade, we now have form changes. Yeah, fill up the bar. Okay, just as soon as we also have other situation commands like Goofy Bombardier. Kaboom. But now we also get the sadistic choice. In this case, again, apart from getting interactions with our partner characters, in this case, you know, Donald and Goofy, again, they do pretty much have like 2 interactions per thing. But yeah, in terms of Keyblade transformations, yeah, we also have second form. Basically, this allows us to get Kingdom Hearts 2 moves. Again, as you can see there, you pretty much have elements of, you know, Magnet, Reflect, and, you know, all the sorts of moves that we had in Kingdom Hearts 2, now back with us as part of our Keyblade attacks. Oh, there we go. Yeah, second form is quite powerful, and I am pretty much going to be using this throughout a majority of the game, which, well, I mean, again, I'll talk about it a little bit later, but in the meantime, yeah, Keyblade form changes. This is pretty much replacing the drive forms that we initially had in Kingdom Hearts 2, and, yeah, not too bad, and there is a lot of fun to be had with a lot of our little Keyblade transformations, and indeed some of the situation commands that replace the, you know, the whole reaction command system in Kingdom Hearts 2. I'll get further into detail as soon as we're done with this little section here, but needless to say, yeah, not a bad replacement for, you know, what we initially had, but, yeah, there's a lot of fun tools at your disposal to play with, and, yes indeedy, I'm gonna have fun pointing them out to you, as we continue to make, you know, much great usage out of our water magic. Stun Impact! Whee! Hee hee! Anyway, cutscene go now.
Get the people out!
Okay! Are you guys alright? You need to get to safety!
Hurry!
Go! Quickly! Hercules! Huh?
Wow!
Oh, you scared us!
It's nothing. That's what these are for.
Huh?
Oh wow, very nice. Full marks.
No organization!
You're Xigbar!
All this altruism is giving me the warm and fuzzies. So then, does having a heart of light come with an extremely good insurance policy?
Just say what you mean.
Oh, but I did though. No good will ever come from putting other people first.
I was able to save Meg's life because I was ready to risk my own.
Because you've got friends in high places, you mean? Tricks like that don't fly for your average Joe.
What do you know? You weren't even there. If you were, you'd admire Herc's courage.
I don't admire one guy leaping into danger if it means someone else might have to jump in to save him. You're all just lining up to lose out. Dooming others to take the fall with you. Oh, and you can spare me the usual party line. Yes, hearts are powerful when they're connected. But if you put too much of that power in one place, some of those hearts might end up breaking. Still, Sora, that doesn't mean you should change. Accept the power you're given. Find the hearts joined to yours.
Why would I ever take advice from you?
As if. You don't have any choice but to follow this sweet little trail of breadcrumbs. And at the end, you'll finally realize what destiny has in store for you. In fact, your reward might be right around the corner. You're so close!
Hearts breaking? Whose hearts?
Sora, don't let him bother you. He's just trying to get under your skin because he thinks he can. But we'll prove him wrong. We'll show him that our sacrifices haven't been for nothing.
You're right.
Besides, we're already proof enough.
We're a team. When we're together, we can do anything.
Yeah. What reward?
$1,000 and a new house! But yeah, on a serious note though, speaking from personal experience, Xigbar? Excuse me. But yes, indeedy, yeah, maybe a little bit more personal than Xigbar in fact meant it, but yes, indeedy, the organization, yeah, they are still making their moves. Xehanort's plans are still in full speed ahead, and, yeah, now we're really starting to get into it. The clash of 13 darknesses and 7 lights. But yeah, a lot of that's really more hinting towards the end of the game, and, well, without really giving the game away ahead of time, let's just say that it involves Sora, the power of waking, and, well, the heart's connected to his. In other words, his friends. Now, whether or not this was, you know, Xigbar's attempt to sort of sow the seeds ahead of time, you know, on the account of him being half Xehanort, dude. Yeah, remains to be seen, but let's just say, nobody is who they say they are, and everybody's got a fucking angle here, it seems. Even Maleficent and Peter. Yes, Peter, the giant cat, with his massive arse zipper. Everybody has an angle, like that frightening face. Oh, dearie me, we're gonna need more techniques to take down this bozo, and indeed, this is where the attraction flow comes in. One of the bigger advertised gimmicks of Kingdom Hearts 3 is that, yeah, you know, Disney having a lot of theme parks was Walt Disney's desire to create a magical fantasy land that tries to earn the moniker the happiest place on Earth, relatively speaking. Well, yeah, this is pretty much it. Attraction flow. A gameplay prompt that comes on whenever you know, hit the certain prompt, and, yes indeed, Sora takes control of a pirate ship and various other famous Disney attractions, and you utilize that as an attacking gameplay. You have a finisher move, you have a regular attack. And, yeah, they do kind of frequently pop up as situation commands, which, can somewhat be quite annoying, although you can turn these off in the options menu, I believe, so, yeah, there is that if you're not really a big fan of using them, but, again, just yet another tool to use in your belt, your arsenal, so to speak, alongside the Keyblade form changes and stuff like that, so, yeah. Not really too much else to say. The Pillar of Flow Motion! It is gone! Oh man, it's really painful to play without some of the area recoveries and reprisals that you do get a bit later in the game. I think maybe that's part of why I'm so rusty. It's always, again, as I will say, in something like Devil May Cry 3 or whatever, it's always painful to start from zero, and kind of a similar case here, to be honest.
Nice job, Wonder Boy. We checked the whole area. It looks like everyone's safe.
That's great. We did what we could.
You heroes have been busy little bees. Oh, look. More trouble.
It's Hades.
Herc, let's go!
Right.
Yeah, to kind of talk, well, a bit of trivia, for sort of, kind of, I mean, again, we've got a long gameplay commute segment coming up, so, yeah, we don't have much else to waffle on about, unless, of course, we're having a big, lengthy backtrack. Part of which is to sort of explore the area that we didn't really get to see after Hades blew up. There's gotta be a better way of putting that up, but after Hades pretty much, after Hades blew us away. whatever. Anyway, yeah, part of why, you know, Philocrates, Mr. Danny DeVito impersonator for the games, isn't talking in this game. Yeah, for a while after this game came out, and I believe, up until recently, actually, it was believed that, you know, Phil's Japanese voice actor ended up dying, and that's part of why they kept him silent as, like, a bit of a... Well, again, they kept him silent as, like, an act of respect or something, but apparently that wasn't the case. Apparently Phil just didn't have any lines in that game. Which, I mean, is kind of odd, because, I mean, quite a few voice actors of Kingdom Hearts have actually passed away between, you know, their previous games and now here, really. Like, I mean, saying it now, like, I mean, you do, even, you know, in this very world, like, you don't have a Rip Torn voicing Zeus or whatever. In terms of some other notable actors who passed away, again, Christopher Lee, who was, you know, the voice of Ansem the Wise, and, you know, Kingdom Hearts 2, and, you know, I think 358 over 2 days as well. And, yeah, you know, also, rather famously, actually, Leonard Nimoy, who's the voice of Old Man Xehanort, so, you know, much as I am going to be spending my time talking like this boy, in typical Xehanort fashion. Yeah, sadly, he isn't the voice of Xehanort in this game, and that's incredibly sad. I mean, again, no fault of his own. I mean, he did pass away in 2015, as did Christopher Lee, which, yeah, can't be helped, but needless to say, there are a lot of voice actors who have passed or just didn't reprise their role between now and then, which is quite saddening that they couldn't make it for the final game, but, you know, then again, that's really more of an indictment of how long Kingdom Hearts 3 really took to come out, really. I mean, even talking about this segment right here, I mean, this was like one of the earliest things revealed for Kingdom Hearts 3 in terms of its actual gameplay footage, and, yeah, to talk about Kingdom Hearts 3 as to why it took so long to come out. Again, it was first revealed in 2014, development began after Dream Drop Distance, so... Yeah, after the trifecta of, you know, handheld games from 358 over 2 days coded into, you know, Birth by Sleep. Yeah, there was a bit going on among a few other projects here and there, like, you know, the aforementioned Union Cross, Birth by Sleep 2.0, that eventually became the Aqua prologue that, you know, you're seeing here. And in turn, well, yeah, basically, Kingdom Hearts 3 was, it was pretty much announced a little bit earlier than in fact it should have been, but part of the reason for that was because Kingdom Hearts 3 initially ran on, the Luminous engine, which was what this original gameplay segment was based on, and, what, you know, eventually became of the game... Shit, I forgot what it was called. It was remember that sulky bitch. It was like, chimichangas, whatever. You know, jokey jokes or whatever. The game Forsaken, Forspoken, Forsooth or whatever. Yeah, either way, the engine that was used for that game was initially used for Kingdom Hearts 3, but because they had a lot of trouble trying to get it to work, yeah, they basically stuck with an engine that you know, they could adequately have a lot of support for and could work out the kinks with, so... Yeah, thus came the switch to the Unreal 4 engine, and, yeah... That's pretty much the end of that story, really. Yeah, development continued as normal. I think they switched engines around, like, 2015, 2016, so... Yeah, there was, like, a bit of trial and error just trying to get all the progress and, you know, make sure that they could get the game ready as they could, but, yeah. The engine switch does make itself a little bit more noticeable. Again, I haven't played, you know, for Spackle or whatever it was called, so again, I don't know if that game engine has... anything specific to a, you know, gameplay-wise, but yeah, I think the switch to the Unreal 4 engine was for the best, and I mean, I will say that, I mean, the developers did a good job of making it feel like its own unique thing. I mean, again, there have been plenty of Unreal 4 engine games, and even games of the modern era that have its own engine, that do sort of look like, well, for lack of a better phrase, asset pack the game. But yeah, I mean, Kingdom Hearts 3 keeps its own art style, keeps its own unique aesthetics, and on the whole, it's a pretty great looking game, plays really well, and yeah, that's all I could really ask for. But I suppose to talk about anything else in terms of, you know, any other sorts of troubles that Kingdom Hearts 3 really had, well, not really too much behind the scenes, really. I mean, again, it was really just more of a case of the fact that, you know, there was a lot of story content that Tetsuya Nomura wanted to get out. And, again, as it kind of ties back into my previous criticisms, as I mentioned beforehand, establishing plot points and while also trying to finish off, you know, stuff from the Dark Seeker saga. So again, pretty much resolving all the plot points set up in, you know, again, 358 over 2 days, Kingdom Hearts 2, Chain of Memories, pretty much all that sort of stuff wrapping up in this game, while also introducing new things like, you know, oh, wait a minute, what is this black box? Who are the Lost Masters? Who is the Master of Masters? What's all this mysterious stuff about what's going on? Which, I mean, again, I know it's partially there to keep bums in season to ensure that the franchise does still have more going on for future games, but at the same time, though, you're trying to resolve so many fucking plot points that, yeah, the game does get a little bit messy because of that, and it can't really help itself, but at the same time I feel like it could have been streamlined at least a little bit better. See? Like in that little pirate ship, if it streamlined itself like that, flying on the mysterious magical hooks. Whee! So we're off at a... it's weird, I was going to mention Six Flags actually, but I've never actually been to any of those, like, sorts of theme park, restaurant sort of places. Yeah, I mean, again, as you can probably tell, I don't really have much to say about the attraction flow rides themselves, if they're based on anything, because I've never actually been to Disneyland, or Disney World, or even European Disneyland. So yeah, I mean, I don't really know anything of the sort. I mean, I heard it's really expensive, actually, but yeah, I really don't know much of anything about that. Although, rather famously, they do actually sell sea salt ice cream there, which, again, bit of a staple. Well, more of a Disney staple than Kingdom Hearts one, but, you know, is one that is rather important, especially if you remember Roxas and his sea salt ice cream. Even if we don't have Christopher Lee, I will still do the voice, as I did for Xehanort Boy. But yeah, in any case, these are, well, again, you already saw him in Aqua Story, so I don't really need to talk about it. Yeah, they do also sort of, like, varietize the, well, the Final Fantasy equivalent of the bomb enemies with, you know, themed after elements, you know, water, fire, lightning, all that good stuff, as well as the earth element as well, so not really too much else to say. Ouchers! Oh, dear. It's lightning. She is attacking us. Oh, dear. It's a good thing that Kingdom Hearts 3 didn't come out during the development cycle of Final Fantasy 13, because otherwise I can imagine people would be rather upset. Or would they, really? I mean, I think I have brought it up before, but again, I'm not really too sure what Final Fantasy 13's modern status is, because I mean, it used to be the insert worst game ever for Final Fantasy, and I mean, I hesitate to say it is still that, but then again, I'm not really too sure. I mean, I think Final Fantasy 15 is slightly better received. I don't know about 16, though. Oh, well, either way, just rambling for the sake of continuing our trek back up Mount Olympus as we eventually make our way towards the Heavenly Realm. But in any case, so I guess to further talk a little bit more voice actor trivia, well, more voice actress trivia, really, because, I mean, again, there were some voice actors that didn't return because of, you know, dying or health issues or whatever. But yeah, there were some voice actors and actresses that didn't come back for reasons unknown. Again, I mean, I will say that because of the fact that this is still resolving, you know, stuff from Dream Drop Distance, and again, you know, Ansem Seeker of Darkness is still in this game, I do kind of wish that they did get Billy Zane to reprise his role, but yeah, sadly it's still Richard Epcar, who, again, does a pretty good job in this game, but yeah, say my piece on that. And again, one other voice actress out of the main cast who didn't end up reprising her role is Hayden Panettiere's Panettiere, Claire from Heroes / Beth Cooper from I Love You, Beth Cooper, and whatever other thing she's acted in Until Dawn. But yeah, no, Hayden Panettiere as Kairi, even though she was one of the big three that's, you know, been there since Kingdom Hearts 1, and yeah, that's kind of a weird thing, really. I initially did sort of chalk this up to the fact that maybe she outgrew the role financially, that oh, she's too big of a name to really just sort of involve in, you know, Kingdom Hearts anymore, because, you know, because maybe her agent or she herself would, you know, ask for too much money, but yeah, apparently she wasn't informed of Kingdom Hearts 3 whatsoever, so yeah, it's a little bit strange. And I mean, even in that case, as I brought up beforehand with, you know, Until Dawn, with the fact that Hayden Panettiere was one of the big stars of that game, yeah, like, I mean, she still does video game voice work, so yeah, the fact that she didn't get to return as Kairi is a little bit saddening, really. But yeah, I mean, she's pretty much being voiced in this game by Shion's voice actress Alison Sona, who I think did take up her role in Birth by Sleep. At least I think, I can't quite remember, but yeah, I mean, apparently what the story for Valon was behind was that apparently Alison Sona was contracted for a certain amount of games to voice Kairi, so I'm guessing what that would have meant was that it was, you know, the Aqua prologue with, you know, Birth by Sleep that was included in, excuse me, the Dream Drop Distance HD collection. Then Kingdom Hearts 3, then the Remind DLC, which has its own little additional story content, and I suppose Melody of Memory that were in production around about that point in time, so yeah, I guess that's also I suppose that might be the big reason as to why Hayden Panettiere wasn't, you know, contacted or cast back. Other than the financial reasons. I don't know, it's quite odd to see, actually, really, but I mean, again, if nothing else, I mean, Haley Joel Osment is still voicing Sora. relatively, depending on whether or not he was canned of certain current controversies, which I don't know whether or not I should go into, because I mean, it's partially a little bit spicy and meatball, but it's also partially because the dude's kind of had it rough recently. I mean, not that I really want to get too much into it, let's just say that Haley Joel Osment did lose his house in the 2025 California house fires, so yeah, he got into a bit of trouble with the law and said some very naughty words that, well, Jewish people may find offensive, while also comparing them to the Nazis as well, so yeah, a lot of it was more done out of anger, and that's, you know, he did apologize for it, so that's pretty much all I have to say on the matter, without getting too controversial. But yeah, the dude's had it rough recently, and I'm just hoping that it didn't really affect anything with his future voicing of Sora, because God knows the boy needs money, and yeah. My heart goes out to the guy. He's clearly... Well, I mean, again, a lot of people haven't really been doing too well since those house fires, which, I mean... Again, I know they're rich, living up in their ivory towers, but... Yeah, at the same time, though, like, I mean, again, it always sucks to... And again, I'm probably a little bit more sympathetic because I live in Australia, you know, land of the free... And bushfires every fucking, you know, summer season where you really gotta look out for that shit, but... Yeah, again, it's never a good time, no matter how financially well off you are, you know, when you lose your house... You know, all your possessions, and, you know, God forbid if you lose your loved ones and that kind of thing. So, yeah, that got a little bit more depressing than in fact I did. Those were the teacups. Magical teacups that basically act as spinning blades to carve your enemies like, I don't know, a fine tea leaf. Which, is also slang for a thief. In a, you know, tea leaf. You know, without attracting discretion. It was probably the most random bit of trivia I brought up since I talked about Toy Story and the the Merovingian and the Blood of Christ in Buzz Lightyear of Star Command. I wonder why I mentioned Toy Story in this game. Many more antics abound. I am really, yeah, in terms of the attraction flow, one of the problems both in the game and in turn, well, I suppose, you know, at least one issue that a lot of people did have is the fact that, yeah, there is a lot of the attraction flow that does sort of, I don't want to say it wears out its welcome, but it is kind of overused a little bit in it giving you a lot of prompts to use it, which does kind of lose out on some of its unique gimmicks. I probably would have limited attraction flows to maybe like once per world or something, but yeah, it's yeah, you do get certain attraction flow commands based upon, you know, certain areas whenever you get them, so yeah, it's just a bit of an odd duck, really, but yeah, it gets a little bit overused in certain areas, and I guess maybe a bit of a balancing act might be called for, but I don't know, they are still fun to use and can apply them really well. It's just that, you know, they look impressive now, but by the time you've used them, like, you know, over 100 times, by the time you get to, like, World 6, yeah, it becomes a little bit passé, for lack of a better phrase, so, yeah, just, again, you can turn these off if you so choose, or just choose not to activate them, but, yeah, needless to say, I'm showing them off now, and I am trying to make a mental note of, you know, for future worlds that I'm playing through right now, to not overuse them as to, you know, give them their time in the sun, make sure you see a nice healthy mix of attraction flow commands, and, you know, really just give it the best showing of both worlds, so, yeah, that's my plan, dude.
This sure does feel awfully familiar.
Yeah, just like before.
Guys, this is getting worse by the minute. I hope I'm wrong, but my family may need me. Sora, I'm gonna fly ahead. You've been a big help, but leave the rest to me.
Family?
Yeah. Dad's king of the gods.
What? His father is a god, but doesn't that mean Herc is a god too?
I think it does.
No wonder he's so strong.
Then he'll be okay.
Won't he?
No, Organization 13's here. He'll need our help.
Good point. We gotta go.
Just he was never quit.
That's tough. All I know is that she was in trouble. Suddenly, I wanted to save her with all my heart.
We fight with all our heart. Come on!
So, there we go, it's here where we finally learn that Hercules is in fact a demigod. Actually, no, he was technically a god, because he had his godhood status taken away at the beginning of the movie by, Pain and Panic, I think it was? Are those two little servant dudes you saw in the underworld in Kingdom Hearts 2. The Earth Titan, and are now given a more impressive boss fight than he was given in Kingdom Hearts 1. Oh, at long last, finally something to sink our teeth into. Yeah, this is a very god of war. But given a Kingdom Hearts flair, really, so yeah, as we scale the tower to face the beastly rock titan, yeah, we're in for a lot of fun, and again, you know, for all the complaints I was talking about with the attraction flow beforehand, we do admittedly get one situational unique one, which, again, is sick as hell, and one that I really enjoy. But does also go to show that, again, if you hold back and save them for, like, some of the key moments of, like, maybe a boss fight or something, then yeah, maybe the attraction flow could have been a bit more of a slightly well-received element. I mean, again, it's not terrible, but by that same token, though, it's just sort of cool to see it as a... I don't know, it's just cool to see it as an oft-used thing that does tie into the boss fight, and, you know, as I talk in, you know, game reviewer terminology, mechanics, dynamics, aesthetic, that sort of thing, again, when you get that balance just right, that is just video games at their absolute best. The peak of interaction, by doing fantastical things that you'd never be able to accomplish in real life, and, yeah, nothing finer, dudes. Oh dear, much like the Sora himself, I'm easily distracted, constantly dividing my attention towards other things. But yes, indeed, the Earth Titan. Yeah, I don't really have much to say until we get there itself. I mean, again, because of my lack of practice, which I am now going to retroactively blame on a Xehanort boy powering Sora. Yeah, that excuses my shitty playing skills. Yeah, again, I don't quite get as good of a taking on the boss fight as in fact I should, but, yeah, either way, that doesn't take away from the epic atmosphere of the boss fight, the scale, the speed, and just how much great things that you have left to do. Come on, stop wasting time. There will be time for picking up money off the ground later. And, also time for fighting pish enemies later. But yeah, I mean, in terms of anything else, in terms of following the movie, I guess maybe that's what Hercules is meant to be doing at this stage, as he's gone off to confront the gods or whatever. I mean, again, we are pretty much going to be facing bits and pieces of the end of the movie with, you know, Sora, Donald, and Goofy. It's just that, yeah, weird story integration that Kingdom Hearts has always been known for. But I mean, I suppose if nothing else, it does give us a few unique ways of, you know, seeing how Sora deals with the Rock Titan compared to Hercules. But then again, you do get a few iconic movie moments as well, so, yeah, it is quite nice to see that adapted as well, so... Again, even if Kingdom Hearts does kind of adapt some Disney worlds in a bit of a strange manner, like, I mean, in terms of, like, paying homage towards a lot of it, I don't know, sometimes it really sticks the mark, but I think that really depends upon whether or not, you know, the creative teams, if they are involved, you know, work with the creative team, and, Kingdom Hearts 3 does actually have a few good ones here. And, as you saw right there before, to kind of talk about, the form changes, yeah, I mean, again, like, I mean, building up the meter isn't just there for, you know, getting the initial style change in and of itself. Yeah, you can actually build up move pools. Again, you saw Stun Impact, which is pretty much the first tier of what you get with second form. But yeah, continue to, you know, defeat enemies and build that up. You'll eventually build that up to Sonic Blade, which you can then unleash as your finisher move. And then if you build it up far enough, you get Ars Arcanum, which is fucking sick as hell, and, yeah, needless to say, like, again, with your first form change, keep going. You might be in for a few little surprises and, get a lot of tasty treats and finishing moves to look not only cinematic, but also really powerful. And again, all depending on, you know, what sort of Keyblades you're using. So, needless to say, to kind of talk about Keyblades as we ascend the mountain and try and defeat this gargantuan beastie, yeah, Keyblades, compared to a lot of other Kingdom Hearts games, I am actually going to be using a lot of the different ones throughout the main story, and you might be wondering why I'm doing that compared to anything else. Well, because this game does also introduce Keyblades that you can switch to on the fly, so... Yeah, while I am going to be using the Kingdom Key for a majority of the game, you are going to be seeing bits and pieces of the other moves of the other Keyblades, and, yeah, they have a lot to offer, in terms of a lot of things, really, as we start to gain more and more abilities, so... Yeah, I mean, in terms of combat, I'm going to be waffling on a fair bit about the different moves we get to play with, and, all of the fun-filled antics that we'll get to see throughout Kingdom Hearts' combat system, which, again, I still think Kingdom Hearts 2's combat system is better by a slight margin, but that being said, though, Kingdom Hearts 3 is a pretty strong contender for, well, just a lot of unique combat systems and a lot of great stuff that I really enjoy. Admittedly, though, I do kind of wish I built up Ars Arcanum, but I'm also getting stun-locked and punked a lot here, so, whoop-de-doodle. But say not, boy, not my shitty playing skills, yes, all part of my plan. Do you think they bought it? I hope the viewers don't know. I'm not very good at video games. But all that aside, though, yeah, it does kind of ape some similar aspects of the Olympus Coliseum fight we had in Kingdom Hearts 1 against this thing. You know, we bash its legs in like a mafia boss, and it's like, oh, no, I gotta lay down. And then we pretty much get up to its head and, you know, use a bit of our flow motion stuff, and yeah, we pretty much just bash its brains in. Wait, what was that? The Shining World for Kingdom Hearts 4? Oh, well, maybe in Quadratum if we team up with Danny Torrance and... actually, no, I don't think Disney owned that. Yeah, it's Warner Brothers. Ah, well, here we go. I've wasted enough time, and now comes one of the more unique, rather situational stuff. The Dope-Ass Disney Train. Yeah, you basically launch sparks at it, and you get a really cinematic view of, you know, riding around this thing, pummeling it to death with fireworks and explosions aplenty. And again, you only really get to use this thing twice, I think, in the entire game. Unless I'm mistaken, but... Again, you see how it ties into the boss fight itself, you know, taking on this gargantuan beast, launching fireworks at it, and, you know, dodging its swipes with its hands. Ooh, and also doing sick-as-hell moves like that, dude. Again, like, I mean, again, if they incorporated, like, maybe the pirate ship towards, like, I don't know, a Pirates of the Caribbean-themed boss, or, I don't know, I guess maybe the teacups with, like, a... I can't really think of the world right now. Let's just say, for the sake of an example, a Song of the South world, where Sora goes zippity-doo, zippity-da-day, and does the teacups with Uncle Remus or whatever. Yeah, whatever. The point is that, again, more situational, tying into the boss fight. Stuff like this showcases how it really works, but, yeah, nothing terrible, but, again, this is the Attraction Void Commands at its absolute best, and it is sick as hell, dude. Oh, and its finisher. Mwah, bellissimo! That's excellent.
Yes! That's one down!
They're not so tough by themselves.
That one was dumb as a rock.
Okay, what's next?
Well, I don't know about you viewers, but I'm thoroughly spent after that. Don't really know how there's any way you can really come down, so... Yeah, I guess as we're stuck on the top of the mountain, I'm going to die of a heart palpitation. Which will probably be my likely cause of death. If it isn't cirrhosis from the liver, suicide, or, I don't know, a pure accident like I slip and fall in the shower or something. Who knows, whatever. The point is, we've reached the top of the mountain. We scream at the gods that we can take on any challenge. The gods have abandoned us. Dun 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 dun. Oh, sorry, you silly Billy. Slash me, the silly Billy, who failed to get a pear and some other fruits. Don't worry, I'll tell you what those fruits are worth later, but anyway, as we start excavating this cavern with a little light source, just begging for us to reach towards it. Yes, now is indeed the time as we break through and see what is truly waiting on the other side. The light! I can't believe Sora's fucking dead. But yes, indeedy, next time on the Kingdom Hearts 3 commentary, we are going to see Mount Olympus. Well, the Olympiad of the Gods. Whatever, catch you dudes and dudettes next time.